You're now tuned into Let's Go!
Queer and Cool.
Coming straight from Miami to your home. Woo! DJ and web developer Bree Daddy discussing raw,
vulnerable, and cutthroat topics in the queer community.
This is Queer and Cool.
What's up, y'all? We back at Queer and Cool. We got my babies, yo. My babies is here.
What's up?
My two air signs, my confidants.
Inside.
Yes. And also my new friends. I just met both of y'all not too long ago. Like,
yes, that's crazy.
What, February for Liz, March for Nicole.
Yep. Just great energies coming in. That's it.
And look at what we doing. We already rocking and rolling.
We're like, we on go.
Listen.
On go.
Let's get into what this topic is going to be about, and then I'm going to introduce these two phenomenal women.
Thank you.
Let's start off with Brito. Y'all know what's up. My name's Bree Zaddy. I'm a Miami-based DJ down here, and I'm a web developer. I have my own web design company, and I'm also in tech as a project manager. And as y'all know, the whole point about Queer and Cool is to talk about some vulnerable topics, some situations, and just how we can get through them, cultivate great not just relationships, because this is all about networking too.
Yeah, of course.
But cultivate a community and how we could tackle stuff. We have lesbian parties, we have gay parties, we have pride, but we don't always have a panel discussion or a podcast discussion talking about real life issues, especially
relatable
in a community with Hispanics, with black women, black men, they, thems also. Y'all ain't excluded. Everybody's included here, and that's what this is about. So let's kick off with Liz. Liz goes by Naked. Okay. She goes by Naked, and she has a creative consultant company called Naked Brands, which caters to locals of the community. And she's also in part with humanitarian work. All right. She also hosts Airbnbs and has a private photography studio. Woo. And I'ma just say it. My baby is like, how old?
I'm 24.
24 years old.
Yo.
Trying out here, just trying.
No, executing, baby. Executing.
Like,
Not
y'all,
even trying.
I already gotta get some water. Like,
parched. There you go.
Miss Sinister. We got my baby Nicole in here, Colombiana.
Yeah, how's it going?
My baby is a paralegal during the day, an upcoming event host in Broward in Miami. She's 24 years old. She's a Libra a great friend, confidant, and she knows how to pull everybody together.
Thank you.
I met Nicole at a woman empowerment event, actually, right a few days before my birthday. And we like instantly connect. Like, I was DJing, she was a host.
The minute I came out.
Amazing host too.
Amazing host, because Liz was there.
Thank you. That was actually my first time hosting, and then from there it's been on go.
Listen,
so,
that's what I'm talking about.
I loved it.
You ladies are doing amazing things in this community, and I just want to start off with a round of applause for y'all.
Thank you, everyone.
Because it's not easy.
By some amazing women right now.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It ain't easy, but y'all doing it. Y'all wake up, y'all get to it, and no matter how y'all go home feeling, y'all get up and do it again. So shout out to y'all.
And you too as well.
Shout out to you. Shout out to the host here having us over here, setting this up.
Come on, y'all, please. I just got past allergies. So
allergies,
I appreciate it. But you know what? Let's get into it, because we are going to be talking about a topic that not only have I experienced when I was younger, maybe, but I've also been on all sides. Biphobia. For the men, the women, for any trans folks, people that, refer to themselves as they, them, who feel like they identify with both. There's so many ways that we probably have experienced biphobia. At this point in my life, I would experience homophobia, and I think that's a common thing from even ancient times. But a lot of people don't talk about biphobia on queer podcasts. I did extensive research before I came up with some of these topics, and I feel like it's not talked about enough.
Oh, for sure.
Biphobia, by the way, to just let y'all know, in my words, in Bree Zaddy's words, is when you're discriminating against a person who is bisexual because of their sexual preferences, which happen to be both. And whether it's right, whether it's wrong, I think we need to start letting people know that this is a thing so we can start addressing it in the correct way without being physical, without being, overly exaggerative about how to confront it. I think it's time to have this conversation here today so y'all can identify what it is so people can stop. Or if you guys just prefer not to mess with bisexual people, that you guys create a boundary for yourselves and not disrespect their identities.
Mm-hmm.
Because just because you don't like it doesn't mean that you need to project that onto their sexualities. Mm-hmm. So let's get into it. First and foremost, how do you guys identify yourselves? She, her, they, them. You know.
I guess I'll go first. Identify as she, her.
Same, she, her.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as titles with being lesbian, bisexual, pansexual, asexual, you know, everything that's here and out, which I learned a lot of shit, by the way, at Gay Pride. All right, y'all. There's all types of motherfucking flags.
So many terms. I don't know. I know only just the tip of the iceberg of terms.
Okay.
They're going to keep coming.
They're going to keep coming.
Yeah, they keep coming out. And I'm just like, my sister knows more terms than me. She's 16 years old and she already knows like way more terms than I do. I'm like, damn.
Yo, there was so many terms at Pride that I was dead ass like, wait, I thought that was for spiders. Like, what are we talking about right now? Like, there's so much going on.
Like, I thought what does this mean?
Right. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So I understand. So with that being said, are titles important to y'all?
You want to go ahead and start that one?
Honestly, I never really actually decided to label myself until people started asking me. And then I was like, oh, I guess I would say that I'm bi, but I never felt to have to label myself as bi. It was more so like, I like what I like. That Liz like what Liz like.
Oh, I like that. Liz like.
Y'all heard what
Liz
she
like
said.
what she like. I feel like for me, I feel like as when I first came out, it was bisexual because I wasn't so confident, you know, coming out. But now when someone asks me what my sexuality is, I'm honestly like, you know, like you said, I like what I like. I always say I'm queer and I'm here.
Yep.
That's it. That's what it is.
Yeah,
So,
that's the whole point of queer and cool. So I feel that. I feel that. I feel you on that because you know what? Let's take a blast in the past real quick.
Let's go.
When I was in Delaware, I came out as bi because I felt like it was easier to come out like that.
Yeah, it is. It's like, okay, I have room for men, I think.
Like, I think I like y'all. And I didn't. I never like consistently lasted with a man more than a few months. I was, and no offense to the boys.
No,
I am not
not.
phobic to y'all. But I literally just couldn't imagine myself even getting sexual with a guy. But unfortunately, I kept forcing myself to do sexual things with them because I'm like, but I said I'm bi. Why? Like, and sometimes you feel like you got to stick to your title, especially when you're younger. You just haven't came to terms with yourself. So I'm over here like still throwing it back on these men, and I'm like, oh my god,
like you're not really sure. And a lot of times too, when you come out, people might think like, oh, it's a phase, or you know, you still going through the motions. So it's easy to be like, yeah, I'm bi, because you're still going through like, is it the male, is it the female?
Right.
I kind of want to piggyback off that. I feel like even as a bisexual woman, you're still kind of fighting sexuality because as I get older, I see how I'm like, do I still like men? Like, is there, like, I see myself, like, I always tell people, like, I'm bisexual, but then I explain, but I enjoy women more than I enjoy men. You know, like, I say, like, I enjoy women more than I enjoy men. Like, I'm not emotionally attracted to men. Like, I have not been in a legit relationship with a man.
Right.
I'm sexually attracted, like,
Right.
I tell people, I'm like, I'm not blind, I'm gay. Like, you know, like, you know, you know, so that, I'll always say, like, there's 98% chance that I'll be with a woman, and that 2% chance might, you know, I might be interested in a guy.
Right.
But that's how it's been for me. I feel like I'm still fighting. Like, it's so hard for me to call myself the L word, you know, like, I haven't called myself like a true lesbian.
Right.
And I don't know why it's so hard for me to let go of being like bisexual. Like, I feel like eventually, like, as I get older, I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm lesbian. So that's why I call myself, that's why I'm like, I'm queer and I'm here. Cause I'm like, you know what? I don't even like the term bisexual anymore because I'm like, am I leaning towards women more? Like, so even as a bisexual woman, you're kind of still fighting like sexuality.
And there's some things that you might like, you know, in a man, which, you know, we'll discuss in a later question. And that, you know, you prefer in a man than a woman, you know, because I had got to that point. I was like, well, I do enjoy like going to sporting events. and doing this and doing that with them. I mean, like, maybe I can just.
Sporting event.
I'm like, maybe I can just do that with them, and I can just have sex with girls. Yeah, I'll just do that. and then I come
It's
out.
It's that battle.
Yeah, and when I tell my mom, I finally come out, she's like, so you mean you just want to be friends with them?
Basically.
No, I'm screaming. Yeah, that's literally what it is.
And I'm like, well, damn.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe I want to get him a little kiss too.
Yeah,
you know?
I barely wanted to do that. Like, I'm like, let's keep it on the cheek. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mono. So that's when I really, when I got to Florida and all the beautiful women I saw down here, I was like, I'm lesbian. Like,
oh my god.
no one's throwing eggs at me. All right,
Like,
cool.
nah,
So
yeah.
I feel that. All right, so let's get into the juicy details.
Let's go.
Have y'all ever experienced biphobia? And how did you guys deal with it? Ooh, go ahead, kick it off, Nicole.
I don't know if I'm trying to think. I feel like there's been times where as a bisexual woman, I may have been a little biphobic as well. Like me personally.
Yep.
Simply because I've experienced women where they come to me like as bisexual women, you know, they say they're bisexual, but you know, a lot of women say they're bisexual, but I don't want to use like social media, but I'm gonna use social media where their whole tweets are like, I need a man, or their whole Instagram is like, I need a man who can provide me this and that, and they call themselves bisexual. I'm like, where's the she? Where's the she need a man? You know, she need a girl. You know, like they say they're bisexual, but their whole life is surrounded by men. Like, it makes me feel like, are you really like? Do you really do you call yourself bisexual because you're like sexually attracted to women only, or do you actually see yourself being with a woman? Ooh. So I kind of feel like when sometimes like I ask women like, what's your sexuality? And they tell me bisexual, I'm a little bit like, okay, like that's cool, but I'm also like very observant on things like that. Right. You get what I'm saying?
I've actually experienced it from lesbians more than anything.
Oh. Da, 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 da.
You know, I'm like, okay, I'm dating, you know, I'm getting to know, you know, lesbians per se. And when you tell them they're bi, at least the ones that I've experienced, it's a rough subject for them. I'm like, oh, I don't really know. Right. Like, you go both sides. Yeah. Like, you really don't know what you want. Or I can't trust that, you know what I'm saying, you don't stand this one, because what are you going to want from this male that you can get from this female and all that shit. So,
God. Yeah. And it's me. It was me a couple years ago. Oh, my God. It was me. Like, I was the same way. It was me, y'all. I admit it.
Like, you were the one?
I felt, and this is going to get into a deep topic because we're going to talk about it. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Even though I was still dating bisexual women, because for some reason I was only attracting bisexual women at the time, the only women that were lesbians that were attracting people happened to be studs. I used to be a bit more feminine. So I got the booty juice. So, you know, they was looking at the booty juice and they was looking at the material. Mm-hmm. And they wanted breezaddy. But my preference is not studs. Mm-hmm. I love a more feminine woman, or I don't even mind like a STEM, but I just was not attracted to studs. I've came across studs who had like a feminine persona. Mm-hmm. I have a bit of a feminine persona, but I don't identify as a stud. I actually don't really care what to identify myself, but if I had to, I would say I'm like more of a STEMmy Lovato. I'm more like a Kaylani. When I have Kaylani money, y'all see it. Yeah. But, you know, that's what
Well, yeah,
Kaylani, if you hear this, babe.
If you hear this, we ought to eat. You know that, though.
We got to go out to eat.
Let's get a drink with me, girl.
And not a mocktail. So,
the real thing.
Yeah, the real thing. So, I get that. But I was attracting bisexual women. And I can't lie, because of my own insecurities, because of what I went through with previous bisexual women.
That's exactly.
Getting cheated on, being in a throuple without knowing.
God.
Like, where was the consent? You know, I felt like I can't keep dealing with this. And it got to the point where obviously my friends, even the bisexual ones, were like, you need to stop messing with bisexual women. And it's like, no, I should have just been clear with my intentions. I should have just told them, listen, this is my non-negotiables. I will not stand for this, this, and this. And if they happen to be bi and they fuck up, then let them stay in the wrong, but not knock the whole sexuality. Yeah. And that's what I was doing.
I feel that because I'm going to be honest. I have never dated a true lesbian. I have only attracted like either bi-curious women. Right. And I have fun with it because it's fun. And I'm like, damn. That's why I haven't really experienced biphobic. It's been for me. I've had the insecurities because I'll be talking to a woman. Next thing you know, she popping up with a man. And I'm like, what? I'm like, why? What did you see? Like, what was, were you like, you just wanted to do, like, have fun? Was that an experience? I've mostly been like, the girls I've dated, I've been like their first girlfriend. And then after me, they've only dated men. And I'm like, that's why I feel like I've been a little bit biphobic because it's hard to like, but now I'm realizing like, being bisexual is legit. You could literally really like men and then you could really be into women.
Amen.
It's very possible because I am, that's me, you know.
You see the material.
But yeah, I've just like you were saying, I was only attracting bisexual women, and you have that insecurity of like, okay, do you really want to be with a woman? That's why now when I talk to someone and they tell me they're bisexual, I'm like, do you actually see yourself like with a woman? Yep. That's my first question. Like,
ask
you know,
these questions.
And then when I hear that the like answer is confident, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll fuck with it.
That's great advice. Ask, because that's honestly something I do now. You know, I used to always ask, are you out? You know, because I felt like,
that's also a big one.
I thought that was like a big.
Oh, that's a big one, honestly.
It's a big one for me. It's a big one for me. It's a big one for Bree. Okay, because Bree is out.
No, and it took me a lot of work to come out. I've been out since I was 16, and I'm like, I did my part and I did my duty. Like, I did my duty as coming out. Like, like I'm out. So it's like, if you're still like shy and just like, I'm not comfortable, I'm like, it's not a red flag. Like, I understand you need to go through that, but I'm not the one, you know.
Yeah,
like,
that's what you're allowed to have. Your preferences, and you're allowed to have your non-negotiables, because I used to feel like so bad when I was like, that's a non-negotiable, because some woman made me feel like, how dare you, blah blah blah, and it's like, relax, tiger.
I would only say though with that, that's like, that is that projection coming in when you go to a new, like for example, I'm bi, like men and women. So when most likely I'm attracted to, I guess you would say, studs or the masculine presenting energy, right? So those are the lesbians, and those are the one that do have those past experiences. When I'm coming, I'm like, damn, like, I ain't do nothing to you yet. Like, let me show you, let me love you. Like, I will blast you, you know, like, let's have a great time. But those conversations are not being held enough to be like, all right, what type of, you know, relationship do you want to have? What boundaries are set? Like that,
definitely that, you know, that out question is important now but I also do understand women who are finding themselves at this age and like, you know, maybe I might really be bisexual woman, or maybe I might be really into a woman and they're not comfortable with coming out. But maybe, I don't, like, we could do it together, but it's just very difficult. Like, it's very like, I was hiding myself for years. And now that I have to do that even more. I want to love freely. I want to be openly. I will kiss you in the mouth in front of all these people. Like, you know.
Give me a kiss.
We're in 2022, you know, at this point, everybody, you know, coming out and being open. So it should be a little more easier than years ago. And
it doesn't have to be like, you know, because I also feel like it depends, like, who's your
life. You don't have to post on Facebook. I'm gay, you know.
Like, I don't have like
a whole flag, like, wear a whole rainbow outfit.
All the pussy memes.
I eat coochie, y'all. You know, like, you don't have to do all that either.
Night eating shit.
Oh my God.
That's facts. Like,
I wish we had time to talk about pillow princesses, but shit.
Unfortunately, that is the last episode.
So
that is an episode.
And
my sister's actually going to be the one. So that's going to be hilarious.
I would love to hear that. Yes.
I might bring y'all back in for that one.
No,
I was bisexual too.
I would. Oh, we talking, baby. We chatting it up.
Say that.
You know what? I'll come back and talk about that too.
Cause that is another thing. There are some bisexual women that are pillow princesses.
And go ahead, Bree. Let them know what pillow princess is for the people that don't know.
For me, because maybe, I don't know if the definition has changed, but for me, it's definitely the woman, or you know what, man too. Because I hear I heard about y'all at Twist, and I heard that
Twist.
I heard there's some men that are pillow princesses.
You know what? I know for gay men, there's like a top and a bottom. It's very important for them.
Right.
I didn't know that it was so important for you to be like, are you a top? Like, I know I had a friend who was like, oh, I don't date like bottoms. Like, it's a non-negotiable for him. And I'm like, oh, that's like for me.
I mean, they only got like certain ways. So,
I'm like, I'm a switch. So
right, and see, I'm a switch too, and we ain't talking about we ain't talking about lights. So, but with pillow princesses, they're usually the people that they get everything done to them, but they don't do anything to their partner or their sexual partner. But with pillow princesses, there's also some touch me nots.
Touch me nots, yes.
Yes. Which is kind of like.
So the touch me
nots together.
That's definitely a topic we have to get into. Yeah, so because that's a whole topic in itself.
Yeah, so there are touch me nots, and a lot of times they do prefer a pillow princessa because it's easier for them to dominate, and it's easier for the pillow princessas to feel submissive. So I understand it. Again, not for me. I'm trying to get my booty rubbed. I'm trying, I'm trying to be a versatile.
I love it.
I definitely feel that. Let's get into the next one because I've been looking at this question like.
Okay, let's get into it. Next question.
So both of y'all, have people assume that you guys were poly because you're bisexual?
You wanna go ahead?
I guess I'll start.
Not the.
I wouldn't even say off the poly strength, but more so like, so have you done any threesomes?
Oh,
have you been to threesomes? Like, they get really excited
off
of it. Yeah, because it's like, damn, I could have you and this person. Like, you free.
Right. Like,
definitely all
please.
of that.
Yeah.
Definitely, like when you tell men you're bisexual, what's your reaction when, like, if you are talking to a man, entertaining a man? What is their reaction when you say, like, are you like, I'm bisexual? Do they have like a certain reaction, or they're like, oh, that's cool?
No, their reaction would be like, damn, I think that's kind of sexy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you had a threesome? And I'm like, I mean, yeah.
If there was a dollar, y'all, not even 10, not even 5, not 20. If there was $1 for every time my friends and myself have experienced that, I'd be a millionaire.
Feel that.
Listen, a lot of cis men do not take woman relationships serious. They do not they really don't believe that a woman could provide the same thing that they can. Well, they can't even they barely provide anything themselves. But
I'm gonna bang my head because let me tell you something. I'm about to be like the Kool-Aid man through the wall, because I remember going out and I had a girlfriend. She was bisexual. She was known out here. And I was getting my name out here too. And we kind of both looked like femmes at the time. I was rocking the wigs, I was looking real feminine. I was giving Beyonce without the net worth. And she was a beautiful girl, a Haitian woman. She had very curly hair, all that stuff. And when we would go out and people hit on us, we'd be like, oh, we're together. This is my girlfriend. And straight people do that too. And that kind of messes with the LGBT community because men are just like, you're just saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like y'all just saying that.
Now some men, especially cis men, will be like, so y'all got y'all girlfriends. Y'all can't have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Literally all the time. Or they'll be like, can y'all kiss?
Oh!
Can y'all kiss?
Sexualize it, basically.
Like,
sexualize it.
Since y'all really girlfriends, let me see y'all kiss. Boy.
Sexualize it.
And at one point, I used to feel like I had to, because I was actually kind of like, well, what if we don't do it? So sometimes, especially if you got like this husky ass
alpha,
like it's almost like, if we don't kiss, like, are we gonna be living? Like, I really hope that if you're a man hearing this podcast, stop doing that, please.
But not even that,
be careful at how you address a couple.
For sure.
Because y'all don't know how that weighs on us. And not everyone is like me, where I feel like I could just laugh it off or just go get a drink and get over it. You don't know, you might be messing with someone who's really like gonna go off the wall.
It's just mad uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I date femme woman most, like that's my preference. I just date femme woman, and I'm a feminine woman myself. So like when we go out, it happens to be where like men are just really over sexually, like, oh y'all, as soon as they accept, like they see that we are dating, they're like, oh y'all so fine, y'all need a boyfriend, like damn y'all so fine, to start doing the little lips like this. I'm like, bro, you're just like, please leave us alone. It definitely is very sexualized.
Right.
And sometimes with that too, like women do, kiss their best friends and shit when they get lit and shit. So when you out, sometimes men not even take the fact that the relationship's serious.
They don't. Men don't take it. I'm telling you, men don't take that serious. Like they don't really take woman to woman. I don't know a lot of, straight men that really believe like women could be in a relationship. Like that's just a fade. You need a man.
Right.
I've heard so many times like, yeah, she can't give you what I can. Like what, bro?
Like,
but I once said, like, back to the question with poly, I would be like, damn, I kind of want a girlfriend and a boyfriend. There was a time where like I'm just like, I kind of want both, and I tried it.
Right.
Where like at first, like I was talking to a girl, I had met her on Tinder, amazing girl, and we got to know each other, and then she told me like she had a boyfriend. I was like, why are you on? My first reaction was like, why are you on Tinder, girl? Apparently she was like bi-curious. But for her to tell me like she had a boyfriend, it didn't bother me at the time. I was like, okay, cool. All right, let me rock with this. Like, let me rock how it goes. Right. And then I got to build a relationship with her, and her boyfriend started realizing like he was feeling left out. Like, hold on. I see that y'all kind of falling for each other. Like, he's like, hold on. I didn't know, because he was supporting it. Like, go ahead, girl. Go ahead, try girls. But he didn't think how serious it can get. He literally saw his girl, like, starting to fall in love. And he was like, hold on. I'm feeling a little left out. And and then that's when we were like, let's try. That was the first time I've ever tried poly and even opened myself. I learned so much about the poly community. That's a whole community.
Yes.
Like there's so many terms: non-monogamy, polyamorous, kitchen poly. Like that's a whole different community. Like it's crazy.
That's a whole nother chapter I need to like read about and educate myself on, because
definitely it opened my eyes so much. And we tried it, we all dated, and it didn't work out simply because like I just couldn't build that emotional connection with him. Like I was just like, I felt bad because like it seemed like we were both doing it for her, like it seemed like he was trying to do it for her and I was trying to do it for her. And like me and him, he was a great guy. They're great. They're an amazing couple, but I just couldn't, I was just not emotionally connected to him.
Understood.
And it just wasn't fair, but I don't think I'd do it again.
That's an interesting part. Considering what y'all like shared, how have you been able to confront those situations that you guys experience, like with being over sexualized, with people making the assumptions? And there's nothing wrong with maybe asking if you're poly and stuff, but and I, like I said, I'm still educating myself, But how have you been able to confront that? Because just because you're bisexual does not mean that you're poly.
No, not at all. No.
And it shouldn't be the common assumption. So like while everybody's listening, because I know I have some poly friends that are straight up monogamous, like, and they get so infuriated. So how, especially for people like them, how would you say that is an appropriate way to confront it without feeling like so much anger built up and stuff? Like, how do you guys confront it? And how do you establish boundaries with people if you are poly?
So if you are poly, how do you establish boundaries with people? You explain yourself a little bit more.
So if you are bisexual and you're poly, how do you establish boundaries in a way where I think a lot of ignorant people, assume that poly just means you're just having sex with a lot of people.
Yeah,
no. That's a common misconception.
Yeah, no.
That's exactly what I was trying to get into, like the whole polyamorous community. There's a difference between, there's poly and then there's swingers. Swingers is where you're having sex. You're open.
Yeah,
like there's open relationship.
Right.
That's where you're open relationship and you're being sexual. That's where the word unicorn comes in. As bisexual women, you know, sometimes there's the unicorn where you're just having sex. But polyamorous is definitely something real and serious where like
Boom.
it's really an emotional connection with all the people. It's not just sex. It's literally you're building a relationship. You're building your tribe with those people. So when it comes to boundaries on that, like the boundaries, it really depends on like the couple and the partner. Like that's
Right.
I would say communication is key.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah.
100%.
Especially in poly, like you have to speak with your partner. What's the boundaries? Like, are you okay? Like in poly, you're usually not dating other people, you know,
Right,
outside.
right.
Because then that's open relationship. Poly is just literally like, let's say it's 3.
Okay.
Poly is literally just 3 of you
Y'all
guys
3.
working on a relationship.
That's polygamy.
I'm sorry?
That's polygamy.
Polygamy. I'm sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
polygamy.
And that, by the way, that
Yeah.
is why I am
Thank you.
referring to when I say poly, because I know after doing my research,
It's mad different
There's
ways.
There's
so
just
many-
different type of
Right.
non-monogamy type
Yeah.
of relationships, and polygamy is under non-monogamy.
Got
Yes.
it.
I would say for me, because I am bi, but also I've also done polygamy.
Right.
polyamory,
Oh, you've
and
tried
monogamy.
polygamy too?
Yeah, I've done it all.
Oh,
Done it all.
nice. I love it. I love
No.
when I hear other people say too, like, girl, we're going to chat about that later.
Yeah,
I want to know your experience. I want to know your
thing.
experience for sure.
I would say
It's
though
interesting.
that in the strength of like when it comes to like the male and the female and trying to integrate it, that's a little
Yeah.
that's a
Yes.
little rocky because of course like the male like in that situation would probably
Yes.
feel a little more threatened or like what can
They're-
this woman bring
exactly.
that I can't bring to that situation,
Mhm.
but more in a boundary sense, more about just communication at the end of the day. Like
Definitely.
how can I appease to you and make sure that you feel special and loved,
Yeah.
but also make sure my other people feel the same.
And jealousy is super normal in polygamy as well. It's
true.
super normal.
Right.
Like you're allowed to feel jealous because we're all humans. We're all
Yeah.
gonna feel.
Yeah.
But that's like you said. That's where communication comes in.
Yep. And comprehension.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. It's not. Would you do it again?
I would.
Okay.
I would, but you know, I've also done monogamy. So it really depends on the partner that I'm with.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be the third anymore. Like maybe I'd try it with like other women and not a man and a woman. Maybe that'd
Right.
be interesting. But I'm focused on monogamy right now, building my foundation with my
I think
partner.
I think usually I'm the first before if there's anyone else coming in.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
I've never
yeah.
actually joined. I dated
Oh,
one. Like I
okay.
dated a couple, but that was
yeah.
short.
Oh, that's interesting. I was the joiner.
I too
You
joined
too.
something.
Awesome.
and
I
I-
love it for
And I definitely did not like it for me
That's great that
because
you
they
tried
were
it.
not poly. They promoted themselves as poly.
That's
and it
another.
turned out they were just open.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big issue.
So
That's
I
a
feel
big
like
issue.
there still needs to be some
There was no
clear
communication.
Yeah.
communication and definitions in these relationships because y'all promoting yourselves as one thing and it's another and it's confusing the third.
Yeah.
And I was the
Exactly.
third and I was like about to lose my fucking marbles.
Yes.
Like
when you just feel like when there's a lack of communication, especially in a relationship like that, you're just like, what am I settling for? You know,
Right.
like what is this that I'm settling for? Like, am I allowing this like type
Right.
of disrespect? You know?
but it did make me realize, you know, relationships always naturally make you realize something about yourself. And it made me realize that I'm actually really monogamous. Like
yeah.
I couldn't take it, but I was happy to still join something because I never want to knock something I didn't try. You know
No,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
I mean, I'm like
Like,
that
why
with
not?
food, so I definitely got to be like that towards
It's
other things.
honestly a great experience. It literally
Right.
taught me. I was a jealous person before, and I think that experience showed me how important it is to treat someone as just an individual and not
Yeah.
as yours.
Yeah.
Nobody is yours. It taught me that whole thing where like nobody is truly yours. You just really have to love that person and grow as an individual and then come together. And through that experience, I learned like jealousy just not to be just jealous, like just be proud of your partner and have that confidence in yourself. Like it was definitely an amazing
Yeah.
It
experience.
allows you to face a lot of things that you didn't realize before. to work
Yes, so
through.
much.
That's
So
true.
much.
That is true. So, because we got about 5 minutes, so I want to talk. I
What?
want to right already, right?
No
was quick.
way.
That was
So
quick.
I want to ask y'all 2 important questions
Okay.
before we wrap up. Let's start with this one. All right.
Okay.
How do you deal with relationships with a man versus a relationship with a woman?
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I guess I'll go.
Yes.
I mean, on the strength of the question that
Mm-hmm.
you sent us, I do expect kind of the same from each partner. The only thing that's about difference is women I notice are a little bit more emotionally intelligent, whereas
Right.
the male aren't.
Okay.
So like the conversations are a little bit different. Like when I'm with the man, I'm like, man, men. Like I've been saying that shit so much recently. Like men, oh my god, men. Like
I think that's all of us. Like
men. So off the strength of that though, like when it comes to like stability and
Okay. Ooh.
anything on that spectrum, I would definitely say I equally want the same. I want a stylish woman. I want a stylish man. You know what I'm saying? I want a intelligent both ends, but
Ooh.
I think I definitely look for the same qualities as well in a man and a woman. The only issue is for things that I let slide for a woman, I would never let slide for a man.
And that's part of dealing with relationships.
Like let's just say like a simple, it could be like a simple red flag, like where like I just feel like for men, I'm very like, as soon as you do this, cut you off, like immediately turned off. But if a woman does that, I'm like, oh, all right, baby.
She's like 90% lesbian at this point.
She's drifting away.
I'm drifting to the L word. I'm telling y'all. In a couple years, we don't have another interview, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, hey guys, I'm Nicole. I'm a lesbian.
Lesbiana.
But like for men, like for women, I'd like let shit slide a little more, which leads to like me being in a toxic relationship where like that's why I haven't been in a relationship with men, because like as soon as you do me wrong, like you don't even get there. You don't even get. You don't get to the point where I can even call you my boyfriend.
I think I do the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, off the strength that men sometimes are clueless, didn't raise some type right way, or like just not as intelligent there. Whereas with women, you understand we get periods. You understand we got this. You understand that. You get this.
Yeah. But I do look for the same qualities a lot. In women, I feel like I have like masculine energy, so I feel like I like to be more of the provider in like a woman relationship. Like I like to, but I like the same from the woman. Like I like to provide. With men, I'm more like. With men, it's just sexual for me. Like I don't even know like what emotional connection I would have with them, but I do like when a man leads.
Okay.
I love when a man leads. Like
y'all heard that. If y'all want her to stay by, y'all better do what the woman says.
Listen, I do have like really good friendships with men where they take care of me. They're very attentive, and I'm just like, I love you, bro. Like, like I love it. Like I'm never gonna like be with you, but I really love like how you like have that leading energy where you make me feel I'm very safe with you, and they're like they don't play about me. Like I like that.
Yeah.
And with women, I haven't really had that exact energy, like really match that energy. So hopefully I will get that.
I want that from a woman too. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
woman
saying?
That leads,
I date feminine women, so it's really hard to like kind of find that. Like, cause like I said, that's me in the woman relationship. I'm the one that does that. Yeah. So it's like, I kind of want that reciprocation back. I want to feel like safe. I want to feel like that lead role. And I'm usually that lead role.
There's definitely feminine women that will take lead, especially because you're one of them. So,
yeah, exactly. So I'm like,
that's true.
I think I found me one, so let's see.
Oh. We'll see how the podcast party.
I'm screaming. Oh my god.
No, shout out to that. If she's listening, shout out to her. Okay.
Not me saying that out loud. Shit.
Not Libra saying it out loud. But
I'm gonna throw up.
I do feel that. I do feel that because, I don't know at this point in time because I'm not bisexual, but I do know that if it was me, I know how I am in the past. I did want a man to take lead, and with women, I was the one taking lead. So, and I wanted him to be more dominant than me. I wanted someone to submit to at the time versus I wanted to have someone submissive. So, those differences are possible. So, and that's okay. So I definitely wanted to cover that. And the last thing I want to cover is going back to kind of like in the biphobia. Did you or have you ever dated someone who hasn't really stated that they had an issue with you being bisexual out loud, but their actions show that?
Has anyone like had an issue with me being bisexual?
Right. And they might have not said it out loud, but as time goes on, the jealousy will show, the slick comments. Stuff like that.
Yes. Definitely like in my relationship, I could understand why though.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if I should be vulnerable and
Hey, that's what this is
you know
about.
what?
Cutthroat.
In my relationship with this person, I did cheat with a man.
Okay.
I did cheat
that's-
with a man.
Okay.
So
Those are conversations we have to have.
Yeah,
So that way people
so
understand.
I think like I had a vulnerable night and was like,
Right.
I have this saying with my best friend that we used to say, we're like, it's that season where bisexuals crave dick for no reason.
What season is that? What month is that? To what month?
At this point, what moon is that? So I can stay away.
But like, do you feel me when I say that? Like, I don't know. So it was that season for me. I don't know if the bisexuals hear me right now. But
When that thing get hard down there,
It's
you're
just
like,
like-
"Oop, I need that."
sometimes it was just thinking, I mean, that it doesn't happen to me no more, but coming recently, like, you know,
Cause you lesbian. No, I'm kidding.
not me coming out. Not me coming out as
90%.
lesbian. I'm telling you guys, that rate, each time we talk is going up and up and up. Every time I talk about men now, it's like, damn, I really don't like them. But like, I did cheat on my partner with a man at that time. So I can understand why they
Right.
had the slick comments and like the looking in the phone, like, you know, you really don't want to be with me. But the issue was like, I did want to be with a woman.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. Maybe it was
Right.
because I'm a Libra. Fuck.
Libras
You
love
know.
love, boy.
Yeah, I understand.
I would say for me, it was simply one of my closest friends. She's a lesbian, and we never dated, but like
Right.
it probably never got that way because I'm bi.
Okay.
And she was like very evident about the fact of like I can't date bi women because they might do that per se and so and so. So like we would
Yeah.
have conversations to like really understand why we're having that type of
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
So especially when it's not shown, because if I'm with the woman, I could be with the woman. If I'm
Right.
with a male, I'm with the male. You know.
Right.
But that was pretty about it. Pretty much
Yeah.
about it.
I definitely had like a religious friend that wasn't into me being bisexual at all. You know, that's a different story. I would just say that's a little bit of homophobia, not biphobia.
Right. Right.
But like she did have a itch, you know, that's your religion. You support with support, but at a point of my life, it's gonna be where like we just can't be friends anymore because
Right,
this is
yeah.
my life. You know, like
Yeah, I
might end up
I had
marrying a
friend like
woman.
that. I actually, funny enough, had an ex like that.
What?
Who after years after we broke up, she became very religious.
Okay.
And she kept bringing religion into our friendship and making comments about what I was doing, you know, aka just, you know, being with women.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at her like,
It's
did
just
we not?
You know what I've heard?
Do we not scissor?
You know what's heard that's a little different? I heard a lot of lesbian women though end up with babies like in the future type
yep.
shit too. That makes you go like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Oh yeah. that's true.
and studs. A lot of
yeah.
studs I know, and there's some studs that I've seen go back to men,
Yeah.
which is why I actually, when I noticed that, and that's gonna be how I'll wrap this up. But I had noticed that a lot of studs that I even grew up with or went to college with had babies, and that didn't mean that they were less gay, but they were having babies with men.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They ended up opening that door because
Yeah.
sometimes some studs don't like men because of something traumatic happened to them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's that's part of the vulnerable conversations. And I can understand that.
Yeah.
To top it off, you know, that's also why sometimes they don't want to be with bisexual women because they feel like, God, like this is already traumatic enough. I don't want to, they don't know how they're going to deal with it if they get cheated on, because some women rather get cheated on with another woman, unfortunately, than a man.
Okay, how do you guys feel about that? If you know,
For
God
me,
forbid,
I can tell. Yeah, I can tell you.
I feel okay. What would feel like you'd hurt you more?
In comparison to what?
If she, God forbid, no one cheats. You know, knock on wood. Let's not ever let that happen. But does it hurt you more for a woman to cheat on you with a man, or does it hurt you more for a woman to cheat on you with a woman?
In the past, it felt like I was being stabbed if I got cheated on with a man because of how much resent I had towards men. That was it. That was the skinny on it. And I was honest about that. And at this point, I want to say, you know, on this podcast, if you're listening, explain to your partner why it would hurt you.
Yeah.
If it happens, let them stay in the wrong.
Yeah.
And you got to heal on your own.
Yeah.
But sometimes you should be vulnerable with your partner, even though that shouldn't be, there shouldn't be cheating in general. We all know that. Blah, 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 blah. But also be vulnerable with your partner.
Yeah.
Because I was vulnerable with mine. So when she actually did it, won't say who, but I did get cheated on twice with a man. she knew that would hurt me
Yeah.
because she did it out of spite.
Oh, that's
You know,
that's
and that's what
crazy.
that's what not just bisexuals, but that's what some people do.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Out of spite.
Yeah.
Now, at this point in my life, if you cheat on me, period, it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt. Yeah, I'm at that point in my life. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even care who it is. Just
Right. My preference.
same.
My preference is not based off if you're lesbian or bisexual. My preference is, do you like women? Period.
Yeah.
Do you like women? Not woman and whatever.
Yeah.
But do you like,
like
women?
women.
And after that point,
My preference is, do you
fine.
see yourself being with the woman? Can
Oh
you
yeah, of
be in a
course. Like,
relationship?
and yeah, and that's like some other follow up questions
Yeah.
for sure. But you know, if
Yeah.
they that person cheats on me with a snail, I'm gonna be hurt.
With the rose. With that rose.
Not the free sponsorship.
Yo, that rose, crazy. Tune into the next podcast, Lesbian and Their Sex Toys.
I'm gonna drop a blooper. I have never experienced the rose.
What?
I've gotten roses.
New? The rose?
Yeah.
The rose
It's
new?
like, it's this vibrator.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
and-
new, no? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
been
is.
like, it's been out for like a couple years. I mean, I seen it on Twitter not
Yeah.
too long ago, and I ordered it on Amazon like probably last year.
Ooh, that's
a whole
enough
nother
for me.
topic.
That's a whole nother topic.
I'm telling y'all, that's Lesbian and Their Sex Toys. That's a different podcast.
I'm reaching out to y'all for the sponsorship, y'all. I'm reaching out to the rose. If y'all
Listen.
listening, y'all work at the rose factory.
If you got a rose, you know what's up. If you know, you know.
Nah, I feel like I gotta get a rose.
Get that rose,
Man.
baby girl.
Lesbian or bi?
Oh no, lesbian, bi, or straight rose.
yeah, whatever y'all are.
Whatever you are.
Apparently, that's the. I'll be checking out later. But anyways, y'all, I want to wrap this up. This was an amazing discussion.
Yeah, it was
It was a
awesome.
cultivating discussion. It was a needed discussion. Shout out to Nicole. Shout out to Liz, aka
Shout out to
Naked.
Bree.
Oh,
Bree
Zaddy.
Zaddy.
Can y'all drop y'all Instagrams?
Yes, my Instagram is Nicole Sinister _ NicoleSinisterr_.
Mine is Naked by Liz, NAK3D _ by BYLIZ.
Boom.
Yes.
And y'all know who it is. It's Bree Zaddy on Instagram. Once y'all do BREEZADDY. I should come up by the time you're putting BREEZ.
Yeah.
But also follow us on Queer and Cool. QUEERNCOOL. Make sure y'all check us out. Give us some nice ratings. Drop some comments. Let's get the rankings up because this podcast
It's
is
gonna
going
be
to
lit.
change lives.
I think it's awesome for the queer community to even have
Facts.
these type of discussions,
And
Facts.
especially in South Florida. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go
Yes.
ahead.
No, I was saying thank you for this too, because this helps with that
Yeah.
communication. So
Yes.
I know, and
what
it's
bi means, what this poly
Hello.
means, all this shit, you know?
and it's
Yeah.
so great to have relatable discussions. Like even with the polygamy, I'm like, hey girl, what's up? You too?
Right.
You too? Like it's so great to talk about people that you really can't have conversations with on a regular
that's true.
basis. Like, damn, y'all went through that too. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just so great.
And that's the whole point of this, by the way, y'all. The whole point of Queer and Cool is to, have these conversations, these discussions, like talk about vulnerable moments.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect here. Let's make that clear.
yeah,
Nobody's perfect.
I dropped some
And
vulnerable moments.
Right.
in here.
It's no judgment here. All right, we done drove 32 miles to get here. Like, no one's judging each other.
Nah,
we don't have
not at
time for
all.
that,
Not
all
at
right?
all. Not at
so,
all.
So just know that, when y'all are, listening to this, if y'all felt like y'all been the one, the wrong, the right, it's no judgment. This is all about how to move forward.
Yes.
How to establish better connections, how to deal with situations. And I'm happy that we're doing it in the heart of South Florida because we needed this.
Yeah.
Facts.
The community needed this. We're not having enough conversations like this, especially visually. So let's give a round of applause for all of ourselves for being here. We did
Love
that.
it. Live, laugh, love.
Yes, we did that. And I hope you beautiful ladies have an amazing night.
Yeah, you too. Let's wrap it up.
Wrapping it up.
This is Queer and Cool.